Hi dear students, hope that all of you have attended the last class and watched the video. And today we are going to discuss the rest of the story. And in the last class we had seen the encounter between two old friends. The lady named Miss Fairchild meets her old friend Mr. Easton. And we had seen the strange thing happen there during their encounter. Both were Mr. Easton and Miss Fairchild. They were on a train which was bound to eastward location, and then Mr. Easton entered into the same coach where the lady was sitting, and with him there was a person, and both were handcuffed. By seeing Mr. Easton, the lady felt very happy, but later she realizes that the person called Mr. Easton, he was handcuffed to the companion who was besides him. So she felt very discomfort. She felt discomfort and unable to say anything. That time Mr. Easton was trying to say something to the lady, but the companion who was sitting with him prevented him from speaking to the lady. Now we will see the rest of the story. Now the roughly looking person, he starts the conversation and saying to the lady, Miss Fairchild, "You will excuse me for speaking, miss, but I see you are acquainted with the marshal here." Marshal means a police officer who is in charge of the custody of a prisoner. From these lines you can understand that here among these two persons, one is a criminal and one is a police officer. One is a criminal and other one is a police officer. And the truth about the criminal or the marshal, that will be revealed at the end of the story. And we do not know who is the real prisoner or who is the real marshal, and that will be revealed at the end of the story. But here, this roughly looking person, he is saying that the handsome person is the police officer. The roughly looking person, he is saying that the handsome or the frank looking person is the police officer or marshal. That means Mr. Easton is the marshal here. According to whom? According to the roughly looking person or the second person. "You will excuse me for speaking, miss, but I see you are acquainted." Acquainted means familiar. So the other roughly looking person says to Miss Fairchild that, "Okay, I see that you both are familiar to each other." Acquainted means familiar with my marshal. That means you are familiar with Mr. Easton, the police officer. "If you will ask him to speak a word for me when we get to the pen, he will do it. And it will make things easier for me there." Pen means it is the prison or the jail or the cell. If you speak something in favor of me, then it will do something good once I reach the jail. So in a way, the roughly speaking or roughly looking person admits that he is the criminal, but we do not know actually who is the criminal or the marshal here. But according to the roughly looking person, he is the criminal, and he says to Miss Fairchild that if you say something in favor of me, then it will do something good once I reach the pen. Pen means the cell or the jail, and it will make things easier for me there. There means it will make things easier for me in the jail. That means others also will do some kind of good things to me, and everything will be alright there in the jail if you speak something in favor of me to your friend. "He is taking me to Leavenworth prison. It's 7 years of counterfeiting." Counterfeiting means deceiving someone for money. So here the person, the roughly looking person, he is admitting that he had done something wrong. That means he deceived some people for getting money, and because of that he is imprisoned, and this marshal is taking him to jail for the same case. And he admits that he is the criminal and referring to Mr. Easton as the marshal or the police officer. So here the roughly looking person starts the conversation and says to Miss Fairchild that if you do or if you say something in favor of me, it will do something good for me in the prison. And Mr. Easton is the marshal here, according to roughly looking person. And he says that he had done something wrong. That means he had done counterfeiting. I hope that you might have understood who is the real criminal and who is the real marshal. But the truth will be revealed at the end of the story. Oh, said the girl with a deep breath and returning color. So that is what you are doing out here, a marshal. So here now the girl is very happy. And earlier we had seen that in the first encounter she was very happy by seeing her old friend. But later when she realized that her old friend is a criminal and his hand is handcuffed to someone, then she felt very bad and she felt discomfort. But now again she is relaxed. Why? Because from the roughly looking person she came to know that her old friend is a marshal or a police officer. And you have to remember that we do not know who is the real criminal and who is the real marshal here. But according to roughly looking person is the criminal and Mr. Easton is the police officer. And now anyway this girl is very much relaxed because she came to know that her old friend is a police officer and is having a good job. My dear Miss Fairchild, said Easton calmly, I had to do something. Money has a way of taking wings unto itself. And you know, it takes money to keep step with our crowd in Washington. I saw this opening in the West, and well, a marshalship is in quite as high a position as that of ambassador. But here, Mr. Easton starts the conversation. He just trying to convince his old friend that he is a marshal. And here he says that why he has taken this job in his life, because he has to do something in his life. And then he says money has a way of taking wings unto itself, means money always moves from person to person. It won't stay with a single person. It goes from one person to person. We know the very nature of money. It won't stay with a single person. It always moves very fast. We can't imagine how fast money moves and goes from one person to another person. And then he continues that, and you know, it takes money to keep step with our crowd in Washington. Our crowd means our friends. Both Mr. Easton and Miss Fairchild both lived in Washington and they had a good life there with their friends. The crowd means friends. And here Mr. Easton recollects that memories and says that it was quite expensive to stay with our old crowd in Washington. Maybe his old friends, they may be rich. That is why he says it was something very quite expensive to stay with old friends. And that time he found that there is an opening. Opening means there is a chance or vacancy for a marshalship, and he applied and he got the job. And then finally he says that it is not high as the position of an ambassador. Ambassador means the official messenger of the government. The marshalship is not that much high position as the ambassador, but then also it is okay because at least he could manage his life. You should remember that we do not know who is the real marshal and who is the real criminal here. But Mr. Easton, he says that he is the marshal here because roughly looking person already said that he is the criminal and Mr. Easton is the marshal. So from this paragraph you can understand that Mr. Easton admits himself as the marshal, and he says that he did or he opted this particular position because he has to do something in his life. And he says about the money, the very nature of the money, it goes from person to person and it won't stay with a single person. And from that we can understand that earlier what was the reason for the roughly looking person's imprisonment? It was counterfeiting. Counterfeiting means deceiving other persons for money. So here Mr. Easton's life also connected with the money. So you just connect with these two incidents, and you yourself just trying to find out who may be the real criminal and who may be the real marshal. Anyway, Mr. Easton continues the conversation and he says that it was very quite expensive to be with his old friends in Washington. So he just saw the opening of a marshal, okay, the vacancy of a marshal, and he applied and he got the job. So only at the end of the story we will know about the real marshal and the real criminal. The ambassador, said the girl warmly, doesn't call anymore. He needn't even have done so. You ought to know that. And so now you are one of these dashing Western heroes, and you ride and shoot and go into all kinds of dangers. That is different from the Washington life. You have been missed from the old crowd. So now the girl is recollecting about the past memories, and she just appreciates the present job of Mr. Easton. Earlier, the last paragraph, we have seen that Mr. Easton says ambassador, position of an ambassador is something higher than the marshalship or a marshal. But here the girl says that don't say such a kind of stupid things. He needn't ever have done so. The position of ambassador and the position of marshal is both are different, and whatever things you are doing, he is not able to do. You ought to know that, and you are well aware about that one. And so now you are one of these dashing Western heroes. Dashing Western heroes means the spirited Western heroes, because you are a police officer or a marshal, and you became one of the heroes here. Okay, by becoming a police officer, and you ride and shoot and go into all kinds of dangers. That is why she calls him as a dashing heroes, dashing Western heroes. Why? Because the police officers, we know, they just go into all kind of dangerous situation and they just shoot, they arrest the criminals. So it is a dangerous life and a heroic life. That is why she is calling his life as, she is calling him as a dashing Western heroes, one of the dashing Western heroes. And that is different from the Washington life. She says there is a difference in between our Washington life and your present life. The Washington life means enjoyed with the old friends. It was very expensive. Now he has got a new job, that is as a marshal. He has got many responsibilities and he has to fulfill such a kind of responsibilities in his life. So both life are different. The old life in Washington and the present life, that is the life as a marshal, is different from the old life. And you have been missed from the old crowd. All the old crowd, that means old friends, they miss you a lot. So in this paragraph, Miss Fairchild says that the ambassador, the job of an ambassador or the marshal, both are different, and what all are the things done by the police officer or the marshal cannot be done by the ambassador. She calls Mr. Easton as one of the dashing Western heroes because he goes on attacking the criminals and goes into the dangerous situations and shooting and everything. So it is a heroic activity, and that life is totally different from their old life in Washington. In Washington, they enjoyed their life and it was something very expensive, and now all his friends miss him a lot. The girl's eyes, fascinated, went back, widening a little to rest upon the glittering handcuff. Fascinated means with interest and glittering means shining. But still the girl was having some confusion because both were handcuffed, the marshal and the criminal. And if it is a criminal, then only the hands of the criminal should be handcuffed. That is a normal procedure, but she is having some doubt. Why? Both the marshal and criminal both are handcuffed. So she is having little confusion, and with interest she just looked at the handcuff on the hands of Mr. Easton. Then the other person who was sitting beside, that means the roughly looking person, she understood the doubts in the mind of this girl, and he clarifies the doubts of this girl. Don't you worry about them, miss. said the other man. Are you worrying about the handcuff on the hands of Mr. Easton? And he gives the answer why both are handcuffed together, Marshall and the criminal. All marshals handcuff themselves to the prisoners to keep them from getting away. Easton knows his business. Easton knows his business means Easton knows his duties and responsibility. What is the reason behind the two persons are handcuffed to each other? The reason, according to roughly looking person, is that all marshals handcuff themselves to their prisoners to keep them from getting away. So in a way, the roughly looking person is saying that Mr. Easton handcuffed to the prisoner, that means the roughly looking person, because otherwise the prisoner may run away from the train. So that is why both are handcuffed together, and Easton is the marshal and the other person is the criminal. Mr. Easton knows his business. He is well aware about his duties and responsibilities. That is why we both are handcuffed, and he is the marshal and I am the criminal. Again, he is admitting that fact. Then again, she felt happy and asking Mr. Easton that, will we see you again soon in Washington? Is it possible to see you very soon in Washington? The girl asked. And in an answer to that one, Mr. Easton says, not soon, I think. It is not possible to see you soon, said Easton. And the reason is that my butterfly days are over, I fear. My butterfly days are over means my happy days, my social lives are over, I think. He says, so Miss Fairchild wants to see Mr. Easton there in Washington very soon, but Mr. Easton says that it is not possible because his butterflies days are over. And why he is saying so, that we will see at the end of the chapter. The reason behind saying why the butterfly days are over. She continues her conversation. I love the worst, said the girl irrelevantly. That means in a casual manner she said that she loves the worst. And her eyes were shining softly. She looked away out the car window. She began to speak truly and simply without the gloss of style and manner. Gloss of style means polished way or the formal way. Out of car window means here the coach, the coach of the train. And she looked outside and said in a casual manner and in a very true manner, she said she wanted to convey something to Mr. Easton, and she wanted to speak something to Mr. Easton, and she started to speak in an informal way without any polished language. And she said, Mama and I spent the summer in Denver. Both Miss Fairchild and her mother, they used to live there in Denver during the summer, but she went home a week ago because father was slightly ill. That means Miss Fairchild's mother, she went to home because her father is ill, and in order to treat him, Miss Fairchild's mother went to home. I could live and be happy in the West. She wanted to live there in the West. Why? Because she will be very happy, and she will be very happy in living there in the West, and at the same time, the air in the West agrees with me. So she says that she wanted to live there in West, and she is very happy in staying there in West because the atmosphere and the situation there in the West, it is something very suitable for her, and she wanted to be in West. Money isn't everything, but people always misunderstand things and remain stupid. She says a general truth that people always think about the money. Earlier we had seen what Mr. Easton said. He said that money always moves from person to person. That means he was something very much interested in getting money, and that is why he said that he opted for that particular job. But here, just opposite, contrary to that one, Miss Fairchild says that money is not everything. More than money, some other things are there in life which are more important. The love, the relationship, the friendship, that maybe she is referring here. But people always misunderstand things and remain stupid. But normally what happens? people always think that money is something greater and always goes behind money and mistaken. That is enough for today. And I hope that all of you understood the story. And once again, I will wind up the story. So we had seen in the first class that Mr. Easton and Miss Fairchild meet or encounter in an accidental way. And it was just a coincidence. They meet together. And they met on a train, and she was very happy by seeing Mr. Easton, but later she was totally terrified by seeing a handcuff on the hands of her old friend Mr. Easton. Then the other person who was handcuffed to Mr. Easton, he clarifies that Mr. Easton is a marshal, and the other person, the roughly looking person or the companion of Mr. Easton, is the criminal, and Mr. Easton was taking the other person to the prison. And then Mr. Easton, he is saying why he has taken this particular profession and recollects their old memories. And Miss Fairchild also recollects their past memories and admits that marshalship is a good job. Later again she was little bit confused regarding the handcuff on the hands of Mr. Easton. Then the other companion of Mr. Easton, the roughly looking person, clarified that the marshals usually does so. Why the marshals usually do in such a way? Because it is their responsibility, otherwise the prisoners, they may run away. So the marshals and the criminals, they handcuff to each other. That is the reason there is handcuff on the hands of Mr. Easton. And again the girl was very happy, and she is asking Mr. Easton whether he is whether is it possible to meet Mr. Easton very soon. But Mr. Easton says that it is not something possible because his good days are over. And again in a casual manner she says that she loves to stay there in the West because the life there in West, that is something very suitable for her, and the atmosphere and the air in West, it is very good for her. And then she says a general truth about the money, that is money is not everything, but always people misunderstand and remain stupid. So that is the end, and that is enough for today. And you may please go through the story, and the rest of the story we will discuss in the next class. Thank you.